Ooh, a lot's going on in the mind. Lots of thoughts here. Let's take a look at this. And before I started shuffling, I felt her throat chakra block. I think I see why they I think I see why they usually bring up what's going on. Ah! Look, I'm going to pause this. I love that I'm on camera tonight because this happens all the time, but you guys are not aware. I see what's here. I say it out loud. Then I look up and I look at the comments, and it's exactly what she said. Like, I'm thinking, seeing, feeling, and then I look and I'm like, that's exactly what you just said, right? But there's a lag. So on your guys' end, it might be like Lisa's just reading the comments, and I'm like, no, that's what I said and thought and felt. And then I looked up. I said, there's a lot going on in the mind here. So I don't know if you said that before or after. I don't know. It felt like it was around the right the exact same time. I like to see what you said. I like to see the cards, what they say, because they usually bring up what's on my mind. And I said, there's a lot going on in your mind here. All the cards that are talking about the mind. Absolutely. So they're just validating you right now. Okay. Now, what's going on your mind? It's a lot about releasing, letting go, and or going away and or walking away. Meaning, it feels like, I'll double check on this, but it feels like because you have had a history of knowing people who were, sometimes they could come across as avoidant attachment or always on the go, or sometimes feeling like they're pulling away from you. You're not afraid to walk away, and you have walked away, because it's like someone's walking away, someone's running away. And it could also be because of ambitions and goals. Not necessarily that people were intentionally running from you, but they were always on the go, focusing on their ambitions, their goals, their dreams. And at times it made you pull. I want to ask him a question. However, I get anxious to ask it. So my instinct is to assume and run. There you go. Thank you. She's confirming how this resonates for her. She wants to ask him a question, but she's anxious because she doesn't want it to cause an issue. So instead she's assuming something, and then she's the one that's wanting to run now. So what it is at times you may feel like he says or does something, or doesn't say or do something, that can be perceived as him pulling away, or that you want to pull away, and then it makes you anxious attachment style. This is what happens is we're open and receptive, and then we experience a couple of people who have avoidant attachment style where they go. So then when we're in a relationship, we become the runner. Then we become the runner. Yes, exactly. And I've started to learn it's better to ask the source, aka him instead of assume. Exactly. Yes. It is better to ask him than to assume. Wow, I wish I was learning all these lessons when I was your age. I learned them a lot later in life, so you're way ahead of the game. Yes, ask before assuming for sure. Look at everything I just said. I said, wow, I wish I learned these lessons when I was your age instead of a lot older, a lot later. And then what came out? Inexperience. Like through experience, you both are relatively young. And no judgment. I'm not saying that in a bad, condescending way. It's just I'm twice your age, but that's okay. Sometimes the things that happen are innocent mistakes due to on his end, and you're learning a lot. I wanted to ask him about the progression of our relationship and where he sees it right. And you don't want to push him away or have him pull away. By saying that. So that could be one of those things too. We have adaptability, inexperience, and generosity. You're learning to adapt, the things that people say and do or don't say and do. And especially when you're in that energy of limbo, I guess, or just, I wouldn't even say limbo. You just want to know where it's going or what the progression is. But he's going to meet my mom soon, and we are officially dating. So I think he's taking, exactly. That's exactly what I was feeling before you said that. Was you guys already met up and had a talk. You guys already have the title of we are in a relationship. And now he already has plans to meet your mom. So that says everything you need to know. What it is this is still, I don't want to say relatively new to you, but the people before were avoidant attachment runners. This is the first time in a while that someone is actually giving you an official dating um, status, and they're taking the attempts to meet your mom, and so it feels scary. Like it's nice to have reassurance. And you said officially dating. Does that mean officially boyfriend and girlfriend? Nowadays it's all gray area, but it depends on the things that you've talked about. I feel like it's what it is you want additional clarity, additional reassurance, and that's okay. But I also feel like you guys are in a good place right now. But it's not you decide. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You decide if and when you want to do this. You guys are both adapting. And let's take a look at this. It is about adapting and going with the flow, gauging, is it time to have, I call it a lot of people call it the DTR, define the relationship conversation. Like, are we still progressing? Well, what does that mean? If you're officially dating and he's going to meet your mom, that sounds like progress. We got both the Knight and Page we got the of Pentacles here. This is a new beginning, but at the same time, you're thinking about wanting to communicate a little bit more. And okay, I'm also getting. Oh wait, hold on. I feel like, and I'm trying to make sure I'm not mixing him up with D, because both of them. Wait, no, your current person is older than D, right? Because I'm getting a lot with hold on one second, with generosity, and we have a lot of pentacles here. So to me, it is. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, okay. Look, all this pentacles. I'm like, I was questioning if I'm mixing your two people up, your past person and because your past person said they want to spoil you with generosity, and that's what came out here. And we have a Page and a Knight, so this is uh, a new beginning that you guys had. He is relatively young. He is younger than you. Again, I keep bringing that up, and it's not to be condescending, but we got inexperience, we got Pages, we got Knights. It's this energy of, is he ready yet? I thought for some reason, I'm just going to let it go. They gave me a yes. If you, gotcha. He's 23, you're 20. So he's older than you, but younger than Daniel. Right. That is very young. And I don't mean it in a condescending or bad way. I promise. You know that. I know you know that. It's so young. So what it's screaming is he's very focused. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You got a yes. You got a yes. I feel like he has very good intentions and he's trying the best he can for his age, meaning there is only so much he can do. He is very driven. He's very focused on money. He's very focused on, well, being in the moment, but also wanting to be able to provide for you, or wanting to be able to go out on dates and be able to pay for things, and wanting to, there's just so much about the pentacles here. He does have a little tendency, just like most of them do, especially at that age, that they can get skittish. They can run, but I feel like he is trying. Anytime he's been distant, it's been because he's focused on all the other things that he's trying to tackle. You know what I mean? So yes, it will go well. Oh, let me go back to tarot. Okay, so here's what they're telling me. I am not going to do super heavy. Right. More of a gauge where he's at. Absolutely. Absolutely. He has the best intentions, and you are trying very much to be strong. You're having this idea in your head, and you have a lot of I'm trying to say passionately, divinely inspired ideas. Like you feel passionately about things, but you also have a lot of ideas. It will lead to success. The issue is you've experienced what feels like backstab, betrayal, rejection so much in the past that's why these gauges of reassurance is what you're yearning for or looking for or seeking out or wanting, because it just feels like there's still deep down inside a little bit of those triggers of, almost like it feels like similar to abandonment. You both keep it light, but see where he's at. Yes. He cares very much about you. Both of you do. And I'm getting good news here. It all seems very, very good. However, we do have the Hanged Man. So it's the energy of, I love what you're doing, because you're feeling things, you're thinking things, but you're taking a moment, you're taking a beat to ponder and talk to me and go within and go, what am I really feeling and thinking? Before I say and do something, let me see what I'm really feeling and thinking. There's a lot about flexibility and adapting. It feels like, are you deciding what your expectations or standards are? Like, what does it mean? What does progressing mean to you? What does that look like? Does that mean eventually moving in together? Does it mean, do we have the title label? I know we're dating. Is this going like, what does it mean to you? Very true. I definitely know that he can't always reassure me. Most of the time I reassure myself. Right. So you're learning how to do that, which is a really great thing. I feel like once he moves out, he moves out, it'll be more progress, as in we spend more. There you go. I was going, what does progressing mean to you? Does that mean we move in together? And you're like, well, no, it means him moving out. So that's really kind of what's underneath all of this. Going, when? It's like you're looking at the distant future going, is there a future here? And what's going to happen ahead of us? And what's going to happen out there? So that's what I feel like is right. Like you feel like, oh, it's just we're just kind of stuck. While he's there, it feels like this is kind of like antsiness and impatience sometimes as well. So here's what your spirit team is saying. The conversation will go well, but you will continue to have to pray, meditate, breathe, stay calm, stay balanced, stay open, because there's going to be times that you may feel antsy or impatient. Because if underneath it all, what the real question is are you going to move out from your parents sooner than later? That's going to be something that pressures him. It's going to be something that he may only have so much to do. And that's, again, that makes sense too on why we have somebody leaving, right? Like you want him to get out of there. So there's another reason why there's that energy. Assessing and deciding the choices and options, assessing and deciding, going, is he going to move out? When is he going to move out? Is it going to be sooner than later? Will things get better? Always the best advice, and I know you know this, the best advice is no assumptions, don't jump to conclusions, no expectations, yet also have boundaries and self-respect. So it can be a very fine line between all of that. I just get anxious to communicate my feelings. I would do what you said, doing it very lightly. Oh gosh, I feel like I have something in my eyeball. Do something very lightly. This is what happens when I wear makeup. Very lightly, okay. Let's psychically get it out of there energetically. So let's see. I just get anxious, but I want to ask him so we can be on the same page and gauge where he's at. You know what? What I'm feeling when I read that is when you guys had your meetup and talk, it went well, but it may not have gone as deep as maybe you wanted it to go. So now this is the next check-in point to give you that extra layer of reassurance or revalidation going, yes, because you're like, are we, aren't we? Is this, isn't this? And he definitely sees your worth and value. And because you are so focused, so driven, so ambitious, I feel like even though you're younger, he may feel like you're further along than him or more ready or prepared than him. Like you've been on vacation a lot this summer. Not everyone can afford to do that, right? You've been like you're established for yourself in your own life. He sees you with a lot of worth, with a lot of value, and that can also be a little bit intimidating. I feel like he wants so much to feel that he's able to provide and be there and give you what you need, want, and deserve. Yes, for sure. We had our talks about things in the, like, right. So it will go well. Just keep it light, like you said, keep it somewhat moderately so that it's not too intense. And remember, you both are relatively young. You guys can navigate. But I'm glad it's good when I ask him because I think I just overthink and get anxious. Absolutely. Totally normal. Thank you again, Iris. He does think I'm rich. It makes decent money. Exactly. He thinks you're rich and he thinks you make decent, and you do make decent money, but you're not rich. Yes. So there's that intimidating factor coming in there. Thank you again, Iris. My mom's a flight attendant, so I get free. Your mom. I remember. Your mom's a flight attendant, so you get free flights, and you get to check a bag for free. There you go. Right. Well, can she adopt me? Because I want free flights and a free bag. Yes, because you've been just all over the place. Also, I love it. You tell her you needed an older sister, right? Thank you, Iris. That is so funny.